We have 10 years to completely transform our world into one that doesn't look like anything it does today.
Hi, my name is Jamie Margolin. I'm 17 years old and I'm the founder of 0 Hour, which is a young women of color-led environmental organization fighting for climate justice and for the world and our leaders to understand the urgency of the climate crisis and to take emergency action on it.
Hi, my name is Elsa Mengistu. I was the former partnerships director. Now I'm director of operations at 0 Hour, working side by side with Jamie.
I've always been inclined to do something about the environmental crisis, but I never really knew how, and so I didn't really start getting involved until I was 14 years old in the 2016 election.
0 Hour is more than just climate work, it's really about climate justice. What really drew me in is that they didn't focus simply on the scientific aspect, because that doesn't compel people to act. They focus on like the human face of the crisis.
I think the greatest achievement of mine and of 0 Hour has been how we have been successfully able to transform the national conversation on climate. Since our Youth Climate March that we organized, there has been a boom in youth climate activism. We're advancing the conversation about climate justice in an intersectional way that acknowledges not just the science, but how it affects people and marginalized people especially. We've been able to uplift a lot of voices and give platforms to ourselves and the other youth that we work with that we otherwise wouldn't have, because people wouldn't normally listen to girls like us.
The environmental movement it's pretty white. A lot of people look the same, and so the experiences they have, although they're not universal, they're very similar. Environmentalism is a space that needs to broaden a lot, because it's something that's going to impact every single person in our world.
The biggest problem in the climate conversation is that people talk about it like it's just one isolated issue floating separately from all these other issues, when in reality it's the culmination of the effects of multiple systems of oppression. You can't choose to fight between racism or patriarchy or climate change, and if you're separating them, then you're not accurately fighting it. So I would just really start those conversations, talk to your leaders about this, and make sure that we push the national and international conversation forward so that we can have a just transition. We are a grassroots movement of just like, really we're all hardworking, unpaid high school students who are just working hard because we believe in this. So donations are super helpful, because that's the only way that we get by is through grassroots donations, and that's the only way that we can do the work. Another way you can get involved is by following us at This Is 0 Hour on Instagram, Twitter, and Facebook, or going to thisis0hour.org, where you can get involved, you can keep up with the news and information and causes that we promote, learn about events that you can attend. What you can really do to help shift the culture and cause the culture shift that we need to happen in order to solve the climate crisis is to really talk about climate change as an intersectional issue that is not separate from everything else.